In this next set of sections, what we're going to do is add a new setting to our theme, and the setting will allow us to set the background color for text inputs on the site. And we're going to approach it first through the default theme settings options. We'll create the input for making the selection of the color, and then we will apply that to our theme. And then we'll move over to using the color module to do the same thing. And we'll explore how Bartik uses a color module. And because we're working with a Bartik subtheme, we're going to use the same code and extend it to include our new background color selection option. We're going to be using the Build a Theme Override theme, which we've been using in previous videos, and extend it from where we have it currently. The first step is to make sure that this theme is enabled, so I've gone to the Appearance page by clicking Appearance, and I'm going to click the Set Default link under Build a Theme Override Examples. Now that we have this as our default theme, we can begin to extend it. Go ahead and jump to your Resource Pack directory, and let's go ahead and go to the Bat Overrides folder, which is our subtheme. And inside of the steps folder, we're going to be copying the 10th step, which is called themesettings.php, add input styling. And we're going to go ahead and paste this. I'm going to jump back to the Drupal site folder. And inside of sites, all themes, bat overrides, we're going to go ahead and paste this step. Let's rename it to themesettings.php. I'm just going to remove the prefix and then the suffix, and then go ahead and open it in your editor. Okay, now this file, if you may remember from previous videos, allows us to extend the settings options on our theme settings page through a form alter style function. So let's go ahead and look at this. We have our function, which is called bat overrides, which is the name of our theme, form system theme settings alter. So this is the specific name of the form, and we're altering it, and it's getting past the two variables that will get past any form alter function, form and form state. And what we're going to do is add a new input element to the form array. So what we're doing here is adding a text input to our theme settings form that will allow the user to create a background color or select a background color for any text inputs on the site. So this is just a way of highlighting our text inputs in a particular way. And so we're using just a simple text field here. We're calling it input background color. The type is text field. We're giving it a title of text input background color. And for the default value, we're using a function called themeGetSetting, which you've seen before, which is the way that we grab a setting that's been saved in the theme settings. And again, just like with our previous example of adding an input to the theme settings page, we are aligning the name that we're grabbing from themeGetSetting with the name of the form input. We're giving it a description, and then just to make it easier to find our input, we're weighting it low so that it appears above other inputs. Okay, go ahead and save this, and then jump back to your browser, and let's go ahead and go to the settings page for our theme. I'm just clicking on settings here under Build a Theme Override Examples. And you see here we now have a new input, text input background color, and we have our description here. Now notice that there's no value inside of this because for now there's no setting that's been saved with a color. So if we wanted to set a default for this, our next step would be to create an item inside of our info file. And we have done this in previous examples, but since we're going through the entire process of creating a theme setting here, we're going to go ahead and do it again. I'm going to jump back to the Resource Pack directory, and let's go ahead and open up the 11th step, which is called Bat Overrides Info, adding setting default. And then go to your Drupal theme directory, and let's go ahead and open up the batoverrides.info file inside of our bat overrides folder. Okay, let's go ahead and copy the entire code in our step file and paste it over the code that's currently in the .info file and save it. Now the only thing we've added to this file from previous examples is this last input here, which is settings input background color equals yellow. And by doing this, by taking the settings array and assigning it the name of our setting, which is also the name of our form input, and assigning it a value, this will set a default for it inside of our theme settings page. Go ahead and make sure that this is saved and jump back to your browser and go ahead and refresh this page. Okay, now you'll see that the default value here for text input background color is yellow. So we are successfully setting a default setting. And this setting will also get pulled in for theme settings across the board. So in our next step, as we integrate this new setting, it will pull it from that settings variable inside of the info file instead of from the variable that would normally get saved in the variable table when we save our theme settings.